paid my last alimony payment May 1st. And you know what? It helps because I lost a veneer. It's better than paying alimony. I can afford it to pay for my teeth. That's why I'm happy. Wait till I start my Botox. Hey, today's session basically is once you pay child support completely, and by the way, you're always going to support your kids. No matter what child support, no matter what you raise these kids, you end up paying for it. It's awesome to have your children, even after divorce. These kids suffer. Adult bullshit. It's been over, 30 years in my case, child support, but I still have that feeling because I'm talking to people that have child support. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, when you get there, child support, there's guidelines. Just to give you an example, if you're going through that right now during negotiations, you're not going to get away from child support. And custody, don't go around with custody. It's not worth it. If you're a good parent, actually, you could work it out. You start your own traditions and so on. But this is basically guidelines. That's why you don't need an attorney to talk about it, because you can get all this on AI. You could go on your county to get it. That's where I roll this off. It's called Form 14 Child Support Amount Calculation Worksheet. It's all available. Okay? The petitioner is the parent paying support. Then there's a respondent. There's a couple categories. One is parent receiving support, parent paying support, and the combined. Because sometimes you'll be lucky and the mother or the father might be paying and you might do it combined. Now, then it's got number of children, monthly gross income. Oh, childcare is a big thing. Childcare. And that's also reasonable work-related childcare costs. They're on this sheet here. Health insurance costs, uninsured agreed-upon court-ordered medical costs, other agreed-upon court-ordered extraordinary child rearing costs. Might be schools or special sports or musics or something. Total additional child rearing costs. Total combined child support costs. Each parent's support obligation. Multiply line 8 by each parent's line 4. This stuff you got to know, man. You got to know this stuff. And you got to know the income. You got to know the income on each one. You don't need an attorney for this. You can work this out. If your opponent, which is your ex-spouse or potentially ex-spouse, if they got an attorney, so what? Let them spend all the time they want on that. Just keep saying, I'm not paying your attorney fees. Okay? Just keep on working it. Let them add it up where it's almost abusive litigation. Judge is going to know that. They're going to know that. Okay? Each parent support obligation. Credit for additional child rearing costs. Presumed child support amount. It's all on here. Okay? But what I want to say is the feeling of once you get through it. My kids were all under 12. I had 3. I paid child support for the oldest one, the second one, then there's 2 guidelines, and then there's 1. They always say, oh, by the time they graduate, and believe me, you're going to pay college, you're going to do all that, because in my case, the mother didn't pay shit. See what I mean? I was still paying alimony. 18 years. 18 years total. I was only married 12 years, and she got 18 years of alimony. I had to fight that to discontinue. I had to pay one more payment to get rid of her. I was that lucky. Okay? But they fought for it. They fought for lifetime support. Okay, now, alimony. Let's talk about alimony. Once you pay alimony in full, because you got to watch it very closely. The obligation, it's in writing, man. Here it is. Final judgment. My final judgment, it was 25 pages. It's all bullshit. Okay? And I'll tell you what it is. The findings. They go over the findings. And this took about a year, and it cost 6 figures in attorney fees. Okay? It's all bullshit. Okay? Jurisdiction. Well, yeah, I'm in Palm Beach County. Yeah, okay, I paid. Residency, venue, no children. No children. Marital Settlement Agreement. They call it a MSA. They don't call it a decree anymore. It's got signature by a judge, about 3 pages. And basically, it's all we agreed to. It's almost like a business contract. It is a business contract because it's an obligation. Witnesses, separation paperwork, mutual release, waivers. I highlighted some shit if you're a breadwinner. Life insurance policies, profit sharing, trusts, pay on death, PODs. Pay on death. That's me. If I died before I didn't pay everything, she would have received, she could go after my trust that I have developed for my kids and my grandchildren. MSA, Marital Settlement Agreement, execute all documents reasonably requested to reflect that such party shall not receive any benefit, including death benefits or insurance proceeds. Should party's name be reflected as a designated beneficiary, that party shall cooperate in good faith with any reformation action that may be brought by the estate of the deceased party. They're after me after death. And that could happen to you. So make sure you got everything covered. Spousal support, health insurance, lump sum alimony. So Social Security, she'll get Social Security. It's okay. But it's negotiable. It's negotiable because at a certain time, she's going to get that. So she just got a raise. She could actually take it now because I believe she's 62. She's 8 years younger than me. So she can get it. Lump sum, rehabilitative, durational, permanent, alimony in both amount and duration, and agrees that the waiver is forever, non-modifiable. That's a bitch, man. You can't modify this shit. So be careful when you sign a contract. Make sure you can afford it. Because if you can't afford it, don't sign it. And you're so emotional and you're hoping on the come. C-O-M-E. C-O-M-E. You're hoping on the come that you got enough money. And what I did is I made sure I had enough money in my assets that even if something happened to me or I couldn't work anymore, I had enough to pay off. And guess what? God took care of me. Those years of divorce have been some of my best in business. Okay? So God gave me that opportunity. I really believe that God warned me about marrying this woman, number one, and number two, Rock, you waited too long. You fucked it all up. Now deliver on your purpose of what I want you to do, okay? Oh, standard of living during the marriage? Come on. Financial resources? Oh, man. Health insurance coverage, certain amount of time. Cobra. The husband specifically acknowledges that the wife may make claim of any remaining lump sum alimony payments due from the husband against an estate should the husband die prior to the completion of all payments. I beat the system, everybody. I beat the system. I want you to too. Equitable distribution. That's a huge one. Those are your assets. They're going to ask you for 100%, and I hope you can get less than 50%. That's all negotiable. That's why you don't need an attorney. Don't go back and forth with an attorney and offers. No, you go to the ex-wife, and if she doesn't want to talk to you, she got an attorney, talk to their attorney. They're going to hate that because you're cutting a deal. And then they're going to think they're cutting a deal for the ex-spouse. No, they're cutting a deal for attorney fees. It's their attorney fees that they care about. Okay? Contingent assets and liabilities. Tax matters. Oh my God, that's a huge one. Tax matters. Look into your taxes because before you might have gone joint married tax returns, now it's going to be single, and you got to negotiate that last year you're divorced if you want to or whatever. And then you're fully responsible for that, okay? If you negotiate that. Attorney fees and costs. Oh, Article 10. That's where they want. Husband shall be responsible for his own attorney fees and costs in the negotiation and preparation of this agreement and any action for dissolution of marriage. No shit. No shit. However, B, husband shall pay 5 figures directly to the law firm, I call it Dick and Dick, PA, on this date for wife's attorney fees. Got that? I had to negotiate that, and believe me, it would have been 6 figures if I let this fucker keep going, okay? Wife shall be responsible for any balance due to the firm beyond that amount, as well as other costs of litigation, including the negotiation and preparation. So bottom line here is, if we went on to continue discussions and so on, she'd have to pay her own attorney fees. And here, you know what Dick and Dick did to her? They put a lien on her because she never paid her final issue. That's why she's lost right now. She might be back in Colombia. We don't know where she is. Okay? Independent counsel is an issue. They don't want to be responsible. The attorneys, they will say, we're not responsible, so please release us for any misdoing or malpractice and so on. That's how fucked up this is. Okay? Tax advice, big deal. Tax advice. I would say get a tax advisor before you get an attorney because you need to know your financials. I've been in business for 50 years, so I knew my net worth. I knew my business. I knew what was coming down the road. But if you're a W-2 or something like that, that's all you can afford. You might lose your job 2 weeks from a divorce. You don't know. That's why you got to be very cautious. You can't just go in and modify, because if you go in and modify, you have to get an attorney or you pro se, and it takes years. And if you miss one payment, child support or alimony or any other fee, it's non-negotiable. It's in writing. It's in the jurisdiction. It's in the system. You're fucked. Governing law, rules of construction. Bankruptcy is even discussed. Even if you file bankruptcy, you're fucked. Seriously. They'll come after you. It's an obligation. It's debt for life. You got to meet these. And then they charge you interest. You think bankruptcy is going to be a solution? Fuck no. You want to get kicked in the teeth? That's what happens. Okay? Counterparts, imaging. Oh, fucking paperwork they charge you for. Entire agreement. Yeah, entire agreement. Modification and waiver. Uh-oh. I highlighted this. I got to read it. Article 19. Modification or waiver of any of the provisions of this agreement shall be effective only if made in writing and executed with the same formality as this agreement. That is, signed by each party in the presence of 2 subscribing witnesses and a notary. You think you'll ever get there? You think you'll ever negotiate after something is made like this? No. No, it doesn't happen. There's a default. Default is you're fucked. Don't default. The prevailing party shall be entitled to reimbursement for all reasonable expenses incurred, including attorney fees, suit, getting sued, lawsuit, money, and costs in the enforcement of the obligations created by this agreement, including appellate fees, which are unbelievable. Determination of prevailing party. That's standard in Florida. Whoever wins has to pay the other party's attorney fees. So if it's $50,000, you're paying $100. And guess what? It's like now. It's on credit cards or whatever you got. If you don't have the money, you're fucked. It's just bad, man. Capacity. Do they have the mental capacity necessary to to enter in this agreement? And enters in this agreement freely and voluntarily without any duress or undue influence whatsoever. Fuck no. Your ex-spouse? Fuck no, man. Oh, fuck no. I'm good. I'm good to go. I'm smart. I could sign this. I can't work, but I could sure sign a alimony check and receive one. Binding effect. It's by law. Then they put addresses, all this other shit. You have to show a license. In this case, they put me on a Zoom. I showed with my attorney. My ex-wife didn't show. Too fucking embarrassed. Here's the big one, guys. What I really hated. It really hurt. Because I didn't have children with this woman. It's my name, my last name. And she kept it. And it's right here in the agreement. Is wife former name to be resorted? No. But that means, is she going to go back to her maiden name? By the way, she's Colombian, so they got like 5 different last names. They kept my last name. Why? My credit. My reputation. I pay my bills. It's really sad, man. It's really sad. And they have to ask it and they have to sign it. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Using my name. Now, what's happened since? What's happened since? Paid everything on time. Everything's taken care of. Met all obligations. So now we close it out, right? Close it out. Done deal. No. Then you got to contact the court. And I'm going pro se, as I always mention to you, but I am getting coached by AI, and a friend of mine's a mediator. And so I send the court that I met all the obligations, and they have to track her down to sign off that I met all the obligations, paid all my responsibility and accountability and so on. And I send that to her to get notarized, that everything meets the specifications of the MSA. Well, guess what? We can't find her. She's not answering since May 1st. So I have to contact the court on email and then file what they call a settlement of judgment. I'm not going to chase her. She might be in Colombia. I don't know where she is. I have to file it, get them to chase her. At least the court's chasing her. I'm assuming that her attorneys are chasing her because they got a lien against her. They put it on the docket. This is all public information. They put it on the docket that, hey, Mr. LaManna paid everything. He met all the obligations. It's paid in full. And then I send it to the clerk. The clerk chases her to get it notarized. And if she doesn't show up, I go to court to get it signed off on. Okay? I send it to my estate planner and say, listen, and my kids, and say, listen, if she comes after me, here's all my documentation. I paid everything. Everything's certified. Everything is taken care of by the court. And I could sue her for attorney fees and so on. Pfft, am I going to chase her? Fuck no. I just want to get rid of her. Get everything documented. And here's the email to the court. Okay, I copied her because I got her emails, right? And she's not looking at them because you can see a receipt. We sent it to the filing satisfaction of the judgment case number. And basically, here's what I know of her emails. Here's her past address, which I'm assuming she doesn't have a mailing address anymore. So they're going after her, man. And she's got a history of bankruptcy, foreclosure, and all this other shit. Okay? And in my mind, infidelity, Catholic Church questioning it. Right now, I got an annulment. We'll talk about that later. This is lengthy, but I'm just letting you know, hey, man, you better be prepared. But it's a good day today. Knocked out tooth and so on. I don't care. It's a good day. I can afford getting that fixed now that I don't have alimony payments. I hope this is useful. It's kind of crazy, but I'm giving you some tips, man. Before you get into a divorce, if you're thinking about a divorce, if you're working on a divorce with your spouse and you guys agree, the best way to go is do it yourself. Get a coach, get all the documents taken care of. For $1,000, you're done. And if you want to go to war, you're going to lose $100,000 to $200,000 of your assets. If you got $1 million in assets combined, you're going to lose $300,000 combined. It's not worth it, man, for your kids. The other thing is your peace of mind, taking care of your kids and so on. You don't want your kids to know all this shit, especially when they're young. I'm at the bowling alley now, and I see men that never married, have children, and they have a hard time having some visitation even. You know, I've always said bring joy, and bring joy to yourself. I'm bringing joy to you. I'm going to save you tons of money. And the key is your mental state. 50% to 80% of people go through divorce. It's not shameful. It's pretty common today. My parents, you know, the tradition in the past, and should they have been divorced over those years? I don't know. Everybody's got a separate situation. But I married twice and I divorced twice, and so I got a lot of experience of marriage, of divorce, the process, child support, alimony, all these additional costs up and above, lawyer fees. I've been through all of it. And that's where I thank God that I'm on YouTube talking about this, because I'm giving back and I feel good about it. Hopefully in my next video I'll get my teeth fixed. You know, I could afford it now. I'm actually thinking about Botox. My eye doctor says my eyes are coming down. You see that? But I don't want to do any surgery. So, hey, Botox, veneers, all come in play, man. God bless you, man. I'll talk to you soon. You know that I'm going to talk to you soon. And thanks again for following me, giving me motivation. And you're going to get through this. Just don't go on sugardaddy.com. Don't blow your brains out. It's not worth it, man. And your ex-spouse or your spouse, it was going to happen anyway. It's very risky to get married today. Very risky. All right? So God bless you. I'll talk to you soon.